Okay, so here are a few additional examples on u substitution. So let's look at the first one, the integral of 2x plus 1. And the first question that I ask myself is whether I see a composition within the integrand function. And I do. I see that 2x plus 1 is the inside function of the square root function. So that is a good candidate for assigning to u. You might look ahead a little bit and think, okay, will the derivative of this inside also be there, or at least maybe off by a constant? And the derivative of 2x plus 1 is 2, and so we do just have a constant as the derivative, and we can handle constants when we're doing u substitution. Let's see how we can do that. So if we let u be 2x plus 1, remember we have to transform the entire integral to be in terms of u, so we need to find du by finding the derivative of u, and that will be 2 times dx. And so here we can see that if we solve for dx, dx is du divided by 2, and that's something that we can substitute when we convert our integral to be in terms of u instead of x. So here is the u integral. We'll have the square root of the square root of u times, and then dx, for dx we can substitute du divided by 2. I'm going to factor out the constant that's 1/2. So we have a half integral, and I'm going to rewrite the square root of u as u to the 1/2 power du, just to make it easier to apply the power rule for integration. So this will give us a 1/2 times, when we add 1 to the exponent, we get u to the 3/2, and we multiply this by 2/3, and because this is an indefinite integral, we're going to need that arbitrary constant c. Let's simplify our answer a bit. You can see here that the 2's will cancel out, so we have 1/3 u to the 3/2 plus c, and we would like to leave our solution in terms of the original independent variable. In this case, that variable is x. So we're going to use our original substitution that u is 2x plus 1 to rewrite our final answer as 1/3 times 2x plus 1 to the 3/2 plus the arbitrary constant c. So there is our answer for our first example. Okay, let's try a second example. This one's a little bit different, but we still want to start with that question of, can we see a composition? And here again, we do see a composition. There's more than one composition, right? We could think of this as, there's secant 5x plus 1, so something's happening to x on the inside, so we can think of this as an inside function, and then all of this is getting squared. So we can also think of secant of 5x plus 1 as an inside function, and the entire expression is getting squared. However, you also want to consider what u substitution does for us. It allows us to more explicitly see the function whose antiderivative we want to find. So if we can see here we have a secant squared, and we know that the integral of secant squared u du, well, we know this integral. This is a known antiderivative, which is tangent of u plus c, since the derivative of tangent is secant squared. So in this example, even though there's more than one composition, it would be useful to let u be the very inside 5x plus 1, and keep the secant squared as our outside function, because that's what we're going to be anti-differentiating. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let u be 5x plus 1. And okay, it almost looks like we don't have its derivative there, but if du is just a constant times dx, we can handle constants and just factor them out. So we don't have to worry, since the power of x here is a power of 1, and our derivative will just be a constant. If we had, let's say, 5x cubed, that would be a different problem that we couldn't handle this way, because du would be 15x squared, and we don't have that in our integrand. And so u substitution might not be the right approach or the best technique to use. Okay, so here I am going to let u be 5x plus 1. That's going to make du 5 dx. And so we can solve here for dx is 1/5 du, or du over 5. If we write the integral now in terms of u, we have secant squared of u times du over 5. And as I did in the first example, we can pull out the 1/5 outside of the integral and write this as secant squared u du, whose antiderivative we know. So we know this is going to be 1/5 tangent of u plus c. Again, we still have an indefinite integral. And then our final step is to write our final answer in terms of the original independent variable, which is x. So we're going to write this as 1/5 tangent of 5x plus 1 plus c. And we are done with this u substitution. Let's try our last example in this video. And again, I always start with the same question when I'm thinking about u substitution. Later we'll have a lot of different questions to think about because we'll have different techniques to consider. So here I'm still thinking, do I see a composition? And as before, there's more than one, right? We could think of everything that's in the denominator is one function, and something over the function might be the composition. But I'm just going to try and see what happens if we let u be the inside of the root. That seems like a good start rather than letting u be the entire. This was another option we had, because if we do that, right, this option is x plus 1 to the 1/2, and when we find du, well, this gets complicated, and we can see that we're not going to have all of that expression in the integrand in addition to this u. So you can start, it's really helpful to consider different ways of substituting for u and seeing why some ways are better than others, because that's going to give you a good feel for the best approximations to u. So I'm going to let u be x plus 1 here, just the inside of the square root. And that makes du equal to 1 dx. So if I try to write the integral in terms of u, I still have that x in the numerator that we have not taken care of. In the denominator, this becomes the square root of u, and we know that dx and du are equal, so we can write it this way. And now we need to have the integral to be entirely in terms of the variable u that we're transforming the integral into. So I've got to figure out a way to replace x in terms of u and see if this is going to lead us somewhere that's useful. So we can go back to our initial substitution that gives us the relationship between u and x. And here we can see that we could solve for x in terms of u and write x equals u minus 1. So let's see if that helps us. Now we're going to have the integral of u minus 1 divided by the square root of u du. And while it may not seem like a better situation, it actually is. What we have here is much better than what we started with. The reason for this is that here, because both numerators are over the same fraction, we can separate the two into two separate terms, and then we can simplify. The problem with the original expression is that I cannot take anything out of this root, and we cannot separate this at all. When you have a root of a sum, you can't pull anything out unless you can factor and write it as a product inside the square root. So we are in a better position now that we have the numerator, the two terms in the numerator over the same denominator. And the way that I'm going to handle this is by separating this into u over the square root of u minus 1 over the square root of u. I've separated the numerator over the same denominator. And I'm going to simplify a little bit using some rules of exponents. Well, the first one is, I'll do this in a different color on the side. The first one is u divided by u to the 1/2. And when we divide, we have the same base raised to a power, we subtract the exponent. So this is going to be u to the 1 minus 1/2, which is u to the positive 1/2. So the first term simplifies to u to the 1/2. And the second, well, I have a u to the 1/2 in the denominator, which we can bring the u to the numerator as u to the negative 1/2. So we're going to have u to the 1/2 minus u to the negative 1/2 du. And we are just getting ready to complete this. I'm going to use the power rule for each term, adding 1 to the exponent and dividing by the new exponent. So u to the 1/2 plus 1 is u to the 3/2. And when we divide by 3/2, we multiply by 2/3. Minus, when we add 1 to negative 1/2, we're going to have a u to the positive 1/2. Dividing by 1/2 will mean that we multiply by 2, and then we add c for our arbitrary constant. And the last thing we need to do is get our original u in terms of x back in. So we have 2/3 x plus 1 to the 3/2 minus 2 times x plus 1 to the 1/2 plus c. And you could write this using roots if you would like to. You don't have to. I'm going to show you how, just in case you would like to do it that way. We can also write this solution as 2/3, and this is the square root of x plus 1 cubed, and you can write the cubed either inside the radical or outside of it. It's equivalent expressions, minus 2 times the square root of x plus 1 plus c. So both of these are correct solutions.